At Thursday's meeting, though, most of these restrictions were lifted or relaxed. According to various reports, the US agreed to withdraw the so-called 50% rule, suspend port fees, and essentially reduce its tariff rate by 10%, taking the average rate down to about 48%. Trump also said that the two sides talked about relaxing semiconductor restrictions, but nothing concrete was agreed, and Trump implied that the relaxation wouldn't cover the most advanced chips. For its part, China agreed to withdraw its rare earth restrictions, suspend port fees, and resume buying American soybeans. Trump also posted on Truth Social that China had agreed to buy, quote, American energy, although we didn't really get any details as to what this means. In this respect, the deal looks quite a lot like the so-called Phase 1 trade deal agreed in Trump's first term, where China essentially agreed to buy hundreds of billions of dollars worth of American soybeans and LNG, albeit with far higher tariffs this time round. China didn't actually follow through on its Phase 1 commitments, but Trump might have more luck enforcing the deal this time round, because it apparently has to be renewed annually. Either way, this sort of deal suits both sides, because they're a sort of tangible thing that's appreciated by both voters and the relative industries, in this case, farming and energy. While China doesn't mind, because they don't really alter the overall balance of trade. The US will continue to run massive trade deficits, while China will continue to run massive trade surpluses, allowing China to maintain its industrial dominance. The only real con for China is the 47% average tariff rate is still pretty high by recent historical standards, although it's worth noting that Chinese exports to the US have held up alright, and China's overall exports have continued to grow because China's been able to redirect these exports to other regions. Interestingly, Trump has also said that while Taiwan didn't come up, he and Xi talked about Ukraine for a long time, and quote, we're both going to work together to see if we can get something. This could be good news for Ukraine. China is now Russia's largest trading partner, and therefore one of the few countries with serious leverage over the Kremlin. As a final thing, while this deal does leave China worse off than the status quo, after all, a 47% tariff is still pretty massive, it's worth noting quite how scaled down Trump's China ambitions have become. At the start of his term, there was speculation about some sort of grand reordering of the global trading order, or at least some sort of challenge to more structural economic issues, like China's currency manipulation. This obviously hasn't happened, and Trump has instead focused on more trivial issues, like soybeans and port fees.